Howdy, friend. Welcome to Homegrown. I'm your host, R.P. Smith. Getting the cow herd moved back to Custer County went pretty well. It's amazing that in a matter of hours, hundreds of cattle can be moved 100 miles. With the number of young cows in our herd, the loading didn't go as smooth as some years, but we didn't have any breakouts, and when using a piece of string with no electricity through it for a holding enclosure, that's kind of a big deal. One of the men I work with on the cornstalk grazing program mentioned that next year might be the last year it was going to work for me to bring cattle down. The cattle used to be something for the crew to do during the slow season of farming, but with the incorporation of grain storage bags, the guys work pretty steady hauling grain through the winter, which is easier to hire help for than hauling water and building fence. So which direction do we go from here? Upgrade equipment to raise more feed and keep the cows home? Adjust the numbers or species? Take on debt, reduce debt? More help? Less help? All of these questions are addressed by every person that owns livestock every day that they own livestock, and it sure keeps your mind working. But that's a good thing. Every question has more than one answer, and whether it's plod or pounce, we just keep moving forward. As I was looking through some of my files for a possible poem this morning, I came across one that I'm sure was recited by many a cowboy on the trail drives up from Texas at some point. If not, I need to be that cowboy. The poem is titled El Dorado. The author, Edgar Allan Poe. Gaily bedight, a gallant knight, in sunshine and in shadow, had journeyed long, singing a song, in search of El Dorado. But he grew old, this knight so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow fell as he found no spot of ground that looked like El Dorado. And as his strength failed him at length, he met a pilgrim shadow. Shadow, said he, where can it be, this land of El Dorado? Over the mountains of the moon, down the valley of the shadow. Ride, boldly ride, the shade replied, if you seek for El Dorado. I also found a poem that I'd written and then forgotten about, but I believe it might be worthy of committing to memory. I call this one The Big Loop. Loop, circle, cycle, or ring, back to where you started they bring. It may look familiar, you've seen it before. Feast and famine, peace and war, days and dollars, wet spell or drought, on top of the world or dealing with doubt. Look at the future or live in the past. Hang on for the ride, 'cause it goes pretty fast. Alpha, Omega, beginning and end, starting anew or trailing a trend. The circle of hoof prints left in the sand have taken us through what we don't understand. Moving toward or pulling away, what have the Father, Son, and Spirit to say? Showered with blessings or choking on dust, the circle is completed when we listen and trust. Thanks for riding along on Homegrown this morning. Hoping that the Lord blesses you real good today, that He is raining on your place, and that our happy trails cross again soon. I'm R.P. Smith.